From loitering to all-out brawls, people living near this vape shop in downtown St. Louis says it has morphed into a magnet for crime. Tonight, First Alert 4 is getting answers from the city on plans to address it. Thanks for being here. This is First Alert 4 at 6. I'm Corey Stark.
And I'm Morgan Harris in for Samantha Jones. Downtown residents say they are fed up with the business attracting crime, including an open-air drug market.
So they turned to First Alert 4 investigator David Amilati to get action tonight.
Brawls in the middle of the day leading to an apparent carjacking. People laying on the ground, unresponsive, in some cases using the curb for a pillow. Traces of defecation and people openly urinating behind the alley dumpster. First Alert 4 Investigates camera was rolling as this man, seemingly on drugs, hangs onto a tree branch to avoid falling to the ground. Residents sharing many of these videos and images on social media constantly. They say the Easy Vape and Smoke Shop is one of the biggest problem spots in downtown St. Louis.
Clear it out. That place needs to go.
Nicole Young says she's lived off 10th Street for 16 years and says she won't walk past the shop.
It's a nuisance.
It's a huge issue. This one little shop is affecting this whole section of downtown.
Adam Briggs also lives nearby and says it's embarrassing how the city allows such a glaring issue to continue in the open.
You can see people who are doing what is known as the Fenty fold. These are guys who are hunched over and they're on the verge of probably ODing.
He says it's a blow to the quality of life downtown and a bad impression for out-of-town guests.
Why does it always have to take a fatality or a major injury for the city to do something when they could be proactive? Be proactive about this stuff and these issues won't even bubble up. It's plain and simple. The vape shop needs to go.
The vape shop in question sits at 215 North 10th Street. That's just 4 blocks away from City Hall one direction and in the other 4 blocks from the convention center. It's 6 blocks from Ballpark Village and Busch Stadium, 8 from Enterprise and Union Station, 10 from the Arch, 11 from City Park. This isn't the first time we're hearing about open-air drug markets in the downtown area. For years, First Alert 4 Investigates has been telling you about drug deals out in the open at all times of day and night here at the parks just across the street from City Hall. St. Louis police recently saying they have ongoing investigations into that kind of activity here.
This is something that affects every neighborhood, and neighbors see it, residents see it. We are aware of potential issues involving the transaction of drugs.
First Alert 4 Investigates got our hands on the calls for service at the shop. Almost 60 calls for service since August of 2024. More than 50 of those are since January 1st this year. You'll find a variety of issues, from drugs, assault, overdoses, and other disturbances. St. Louis police say a third of the calls are self-initiated by police. Nearby business Jack Patrick's wouldn't go on camera, but says they closed their outdoor seating over all the commotion. The credit union on the other end says it had a buyer for the building until they pulled the calls for service like First Alert 4 did and backed out of the deal. First Alert 4 Investigates went inside Easy Vape and Smoke, where store owner Mumtaz Hussein agreed to go on the record.
My hands are tied. I can only do so much. I felt what people take in outside and they are on the floor. These are people outside, they are selling those kind of drugs.
He pushes back on complaints. His business is to blame.
We do not sell anything like what a serious drug. We only sell like THC stuff, vape, smoke, cigarette stuff. We don't sell any kind of drug. Any authority, any department, they can come and search our shop anytime.
He says he kicks bad actors out of his store and off his front stoop. Beyond that, he says he calls police, calling it the city's problem.
I see these kind of people everywhere, not only in this block. I see these kind of people everywhere in downtown.
He says his business is unfairly targeted in complaints because these crowds choose to loiter outside his storefront. Residents say they believe the store sells single cigarettes, which is illegal. When I got to the shop for our interview, I saw a woman walking out with 2 single cigarettes in her hand. So did our camera. Here, you can see the cigarettes in her hand, holding the door open for me. Experts say these can often be used to ingest or smoke other illegal substances.
We've had residents allege that you guys will sell like single cigarettes. Is that a thing that you guys do here?
I do only Seneca cigarettes because so many times the homeless people, they come that don't have money.
Do you have concern that those singles going out of your shop might actually be heading towards a drug dealer to get modified?
That I don't know.
Do you have any responsibility in that?
I can stop that giving single cigarette to even homeless or anybody, I can stop that. I mean, if that cause any problem.
Before this vape shop was there, these issues didn't exist.
First Alert 4 Investigates took what we found to Alderman Rasheen Aldridge to ask why this is happening in his ward.
Is this the business's responsibility to resolve, or is this at the point it's a city problem?
I think it started with the business, and I think the business is showing that they don't have the responsibility to be able to make this issue resolve, and now I think the city need to intervene.
Aldridge calls the store owner a good guy.
But thank you very much.
He says he's lost control of what happens inside and outside his business, impacting people and other businesses on the street.
That's a problem, and it needs to be rectified. If not shut down for a while, it needs to be shut down permanently.
It would be a night and day difference like that. It would be flipping off a light switch.
Back at City Garden, Adam and Nicole say it's scenes like these they want put to an end.
It is the most important thing to me right now for it to go away.
It's a huge detriment to the progress, to what everybody's trying to do down here, to the progress that we're trying to make.
After First Alert 4 Investigates started asking questions, Alderman Aldridge says he's getting the building division out to inspect this business to evaluate if it's a nuisance property. He's also contacting St. Louis Police to find out if they can do anything more. I did reach out to the property owner to find out if they have concerns. They declined comment. I did learn the city of St. Louis has a 4-step nuisance process. You can find that right now on your First Alert 4 News app, and you can also find a link for residents to submit a nuisance complaint. In downtown, David Amilati, First Alert 4 Investigates.